Hello Collecting Resource. Today we'll be doing a quick and high-level comparison between FNB eBucks and Discovery Miles from Discovery Bank. It will be a quick comparison on a few simple criteria, and then ultimately the decision is up to you, and I will try to be objective on the several criteria for the comparison to make it fair for an average person. I'm level 5 on FNB eBucks, and I'm also on the diamond status for Discovery. I've also made a few videos on how you can get to level 5 on eBucks and how to get to diamond status on Discovery. So let's get into it. A quick disclaimer: the information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial or any form of advice. It is recommended that you consult with a qualified professional before making any financial decisions, as this content may not be accurate, up-to-date, or comprehensive. So the use of this information is at your own risk. Now that is out of the way, let's go and look at today's 6 criteria that we'll be looking at in this comparison. First, complexity of rules. Second, ease of getting to top level. Third, earning potential. Fourth, partner network. 5, redemption flexibility. And 6, overall user experience. We'll be using a simple scale of bad, getting 1 point, average 2 points, and then good, you get 3 points. Just expand a bit on the criteria. This is what I mean for each of them. So the first one, complexity of the rules. This is how easy it is to understand the rules for earning and using rewards. Second, ease of getting to top level, how simple or difficult it is to reach the highest rewards tier. Third, earning potential, the rate at which users can accumulate rewards based on typical spending and engagement. Fourth, partner network, the variety and usefulness of retailers or service providers where rewards can be earned and redeemed. Fifth, the redemption flexibility, how versatile the rewards are in terms of spending options across different categories. And then 6, overall user experience, the user interface of the app or the web, and how intuitive and seamless the rewards program feels when tracking and using the points. Okay, I'll be populating this table along the way so we can keep track of it, and we will now go through each criteria on its own. I will not be biased, even though I have been with FNB eBucks for a longer time. So the perspective for this comparison will be from a new average individual. Okay, let's go ahead with complexity of rules. So for this case, if I were to speak from my personal perspective, I think the rules are not complex at all. So I would probably just give this a good from the outset. However, I have to be cognizant of the general public. And yes, from a first glance, if you just go onto the eBucks website, there are tons of information which may be a bit intimidating with regards to the rules. So from a rules perspective, it can come across as quite complex, especially if you are looking at this from the outset. But over time, if you actually just read through the text, for once, if you just click on how to move up reward levels, you will find out that it is actually not really complex at all. However, cognizant of a new user, I would rate this potentially as bad, as it is quite complex. For Discovery Miles, there's also a lot of information, even though they try to simplify it by mentioning the 5 financial behaviors to determine your vitality money status. For example, having enough savings, managing short-term debt, having the right type of insurance, being on track for retirement, and managing property investments. And then they have this table showing how you can earn points for each of the criteria. Still, from a new user's perspective, it can be a bit intimidating. So for that, I'll give both FNB eBucks and Discovery Miles 1 point for this category. So starting off, they both get 1 point. The second criteria, ease of getting to top level. So it's getting to the highest rewards tier. I've shown a few videos on how you can get to the highest level, which on eBucks is a 5-level system. So the top level is level 5, depending on the type of account that you have. So you may have a FNB Premier account, FNB Private Client account, or FNB Private Wealth account. And there are 5 levels for each type of account. And really, it is actually not too difficult to get to level 5. And I've shown a video on how you can get to that for FNB Premier, and it is really not difficult. You don't need to take out loans to achieve level 5. Simply just have to follow the rules and see which one of the rules applies to you, which are low-hanging fruits that can allow you to get to level 5 easily. And also a point that touches to the previous point about the complexity. Yes, there are tons of rules, but the positive of that is that you can have more options of choosing which one suits you in order to get to level 5. So for FNB eBucks, I'm going to give it a good. It is actually not difficult, even for a new user, to get to level 5. For Discovery Miles, the good part about this is once you are registered to Discovery Miles, it does tell you quite straightforward, or quite simply, how you can get to gold or diamond status. You are able to click on each of those 5 categories and it could tell you what you need to do to get to a higher level. However, I'm probably going to give Discovery Miles average, because in order to get to diamond status you will need Discovery Bank savings, and for a new user it may be a relatively large amount in order to get to the diamond status. So just because of that, I'm going to give it an average score of 2. So for FNB eBucks, I would say it's easy to get to level 5, and for Discovery Miles, potentially a 2. So there we have it, second category. For third category, earning potential. So this speaks to how much eBucks you can earn based on your spend. Again, this is from a potentially an average person. Okay, so with eBucks, if you are on level 5, basically everything that you purchase from clicks using your virtual card, you can get 15% back. Similarly, whatever you spend with your virtual card at Checkers, you can also get 15% back. Obviously, there's a spending cap on which rewards will be applicable, but generally 15% back on your spend at these partners is generally a decent amount. So for this category, I'm going to give FNB eBucks a 3, which is good. For Discovery Miles, the reason I'm probably not going to give this a 3, even though there's a potential of getting these high percentages, is because you need to have a lot of discovery products in order for this to make sense. These 25% from Vitality requires you to have medical aid with discovery. So yeah, definitely from a barrier to entry to get to these type of discounts, it is not as easy as FNB. Also, take care, you have to be aware that it is healthy food. So when you go to Woolies or Checkers, you have to go for items that have the Vitality symbol on it. Otherwise, you will not get that percentage back. In addition, if you want to, this is for gold credit card, if you want to get that max percentage, you also need to be spending quite a bit per month in order to get to that high percentage. So for that reason, I'm going to give Discovery a 2. this is what the score looks like at the moment. On to the fourth category, partner network, especially referring to partners where you can earn eBucks points from. I would say FNB has a wide network of partners. Just speaking about Checkers, Clicks, Take a Lot, iStore, Spar, so definitely covers a wide range of partners for the typical user and for the general public. Similarly for Discovery, can't complain. So for both eBucks and Discovery, I would give it a 3 for both of them, which is good. Lastly, redemption flexibility. This speaks to how you can spend your eBucks, essentially your options of redeeming your eBucks and Discovery miles. So for eBucks, there's again tons of stores, partners that you can spend your eBucks on. The main one that I use are Take a Lot, Checkers for your groceries, and then sometimes on the eBucks shop website you can find things that are 40% off if you purchase items with eBucks. And yeah, definitely eBucks travel, which is for plane tickets. Similarly on Discovery, again, no complaints over here. Tons of partners where you can pay with Discovery miles, and again, plane tickets are a big one. And also on D-Day, say you have Discovery medical aid and car insurance, you're able to get up to 30% back, well, 30% discount if you use Discovery miles. In addition to that, you can actually convert your Discovery miles to cash. So one Discovery mile would equal to 10 cents. This is also quite a useful and flexible option with Discovery miles. So for both categories, no complaints. They both score high, good, which is 3 points. And lastly, on overall user experience, I don't have any comments or complaints on both eBucks and Discovery miles app. They're both very easy to use and very straightforward. Even the web version are easy to use. So yeah, so this category, not difficult, both are 3. So in summary, that leaves eBucks with 16 points and Discovery with 14 points. So as you can see, they are actually not too far apart, which means, you know what, there's actually not that much of a difference between FNB eBucks and Discovery miles. Ultimately, it depends on your spending pattern and where you choose to spend. If you tend to buy a lot of things from Checkers and Clicks, then potentially eBucks is a better option. But if you have a healthier lifestyle and you already have Discovery medical aid and car insurance with Discovery, then Discovery will probably make more sense. Alternatively, there is a third option where you can make the best of both worlds, where you get to level 5 on eBucks and get to diamond status on Discovery miles, and simply make the most of both categories, knowing when to use your Discovery card and when to use your FNB card to maximize rewards for your situation. Hopefully that's helpful. See you on the next one.